I don't let
Yep,
a
you're right. Finished
guy beat
strong
you
with
like
two
that,
hands
Steph
on that.
Curry. Let's look at this again. Let's look at George, Mike, and me, and let's look at Steph Curry. Steph Curry plays in the current day NBA, right? Yeah. And look at this. The 1940s NBA player is being a current NBA player from today's era. So it doesn't matter what era you play. 1940s versus today's NBA player. Look at this. Look at this dunk. Oh man. Well, I thought today players were advancing and everything because they don't have charter flights and they don't have the facilities back then as they do now. And those supposed to be better. If that's better, why is Steph Curry not stopping George Mikan? And don't tell me it's newer stuff like YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, social media. If this is true, why is George Mikan spinning off him and doing this? Why is he dunking? He took Steph Curry. Oh my God! Look at this. Come on, come on, come on, NBA. Come on, NBA. NBA today versus NBA in the 19. Come on. How did you? Come on. If he should Steph Curry should just easily should be able to shut down George Mikan easily. He should be able to steal that easily. If that's what we're going with new technology and if you are you going with new technology? Are you going with what they have facilities, they don't have the shoes, and yet he got beat by he got beat by a 1940s NBA player. Look at this. Look at this spin move. Steph Curry, man, you're supposed to steal that ball from George Michael. You're not supposed to let him score. Oh my God. But players are better than they were when George Michael played, and we done with the 90s and all this other garbage. Great players will always be great regardless of era. How can you possibly tell me that he didn't couldn't steal? He couldn't dribble how these guys dribble. How can he do this? Look at this. Steph Curry should be able to steal this easily from George Mike. Easily. Come on. Come on. If they have all the new technology and eras and training facilities like you guys like to promise, all these people like to say this crap on all these great players of yesteryear over the past, like Wilt Chamberlain, George Mikan. I bet more people know who Wilt Chamberlain is. A lot of people don't even know who George Mikan is. I know who George Mikan is, though. That's okay. It's just social media. They don't have the training facilities. They don't have private jets. They don't have the money. The NBA wasn't as popular. Yeah, the NBA. I know the NBA wasn't as popular as it is today. If what you're saying is true, Steph Curry should be able to steal this ball easily. Look, why are you saying you're not saying if they're bigger, stronger, faster, like you say they are, like everybody says, the training facilities, nutrition, and sports evolves. How is George Mikan be able to do this? How can he spin off Steph Curry? Steph Curry doesn't even steal the ball. How can he spin off like this and dunk it? And Chuck Taylor's no private jets, no training facilities, no nothing. And I just don't get you people, whatever. This and how popular it is. Basketball wasn't popular back then. So George Mikan, if what you're saying the plumber and fireman argument is true, how can this plumber do this? How can a plumber do this? How can a plumber and everybody else do this? You can't. How can they do this? Firemen and plumbers. And George Mikan is doing this against current day NBA players when George Mikan had no training facilities, mind you, no training facilities. Dunking, you couldn't dunk way back then because you probably break the backboard and backboards would break and the game probably would end up. So you could do that. You know, private jets. The salaries were like basically worse than they are today. Then in the 90s, those salaries was worse in the 90s too. Well, Jordan Michael said he only made like what, $12,000. No one knew what today's NBA players. No one knew what they made. Not even what Will made. Remember, this guy played in the 1940s and 50s, and yet you want to take away all this, man. When he does this, when he can spin off, if you all saying what I think you're saying, and there is no, that's fine. We'll just show him on this game. That's fine. We don't need any of this social media stuff like Snapchat and Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We just show him how good he is. Spin move, dunks it on Steph Curry, a current day NBA player. A player from the 1940s and 50s does a spin move on a current day NBA player. The NBA current day NBA player, Steph Curry, can't even keep up with him. This should be an easy steal for Steph Curry, right? This should he should steal the ball right there, right here. He should steal it. He should make a steal. No, he doesn't steal it. And then he lets Big George Mikan do that. He does a spin move and he dunks it. How's like 1940s NBA play versus today's NBA? Man, y'all need to stop it. You can give me a break, man. Great players will always be great regardless of era. Yeah, they might not be as great, but they still on if they have the training, if they have the. I think Jordan Michael would have a 3-point shot. I think he would dunk the ball. I think he would, but you don't get to pick whatever. So man, there's no respect for any of these guys, and I play with these guys to show them that hey, 1940s, 50s, and 60s basketball can play with these guys. It's just you know, great players will always be great regardless of era. That's it.